Hey, what's up, guys? Big Dan here with Big Dan's Original Barbecue Sauce and Seasonings. We're going to do a video today on cooking a big old piece of meat. Let's cook. Alright, what I've got here is a whole boneless pork loin. It's a great piece of meat. It's a big piece of meat. It's tender, it's delicious, seasoned well. Throw some smoke on it. It'll be really good. So, let's glove up and get started. Alright, first thing I'm going to do, again, this is a big piece of meat. It's about a 10-pounder here. I'm just going to cut it right straight down the middle. So now we have two big pieces of meat. Some of this big, thick fat, I need to get rid of that. It's no good. Get this plastic off of here. Alright, these got a pretty good fat cap on them. They weren't trimmed incredibly well, so we're going to take and get that out of here for the dogs. Alright, we got these trimmed up pretty good. There's quite a bit of fat on these guys. We'll get some seasoning on these. And I'm going to use a couple blends that I make. I'm going to use my all-purpose seasoning. It's just a good blend of salt, pepper, a little garlic, a little onion, some herbs, and my rib rub. It's exactly the same things I put on my ribs. So, I'm going to put a pretty heavy coat. This is a big piece of meat. It can take a lot of seasoning. This all-purpose rub. Boy, it smells good. All over it. Don't forget these ends. You want the whole thing coated in seasoning. You don't want any bite to be bland. Bland food is not fun to eat. Oh yeah. Alright. Now we got the base coat of all-purpose. I'm going to go on with our rib rub. This is it's kind of a sweet, savory. Mixes of sugars and spices. It's really good. Really good on pork. Look at that color. Isn't that pretty? Again, don't forget your ends. It's no different than if you were doing a Boston butt, slab of ribs. It's kind of good practice meat. Get all that seasoning. Alright. Man, it looks good. Now, I'm going to let these guys sit here and sweat. Put them on my tray. And you don't have to let them sit very long. Long enough to start my fire. By the time smoker's ready to go, so will we. Alright, we're going to be cooking this today on my Oklahoma Joe's barrel smoker. I like these little barrel smokers. They're good for hot and fast. You can dampen them down and even save your coals if you don't cook all the way through. Way I got this, I've got about a half a chimney of charcoal in the bottom of this. I'm just going to drop a few good size hickory chunks right in there. And now let me grab my chimney. Here I got a full chimney of lit charcoal. I'm just going to pour right on the other side here. Whew. Got my little shovel. It's a very valuable tool in the barbecue world if you don't have one. Kind of spread them around a little bit. Now I'm going to drop a few more of these chunks of hickory. Good old hickory. Well, it's right here. I'm going to jump in like Waylon Jennings will do with the Duke boys and explain why it is I use hickory. Well, it's because I'm from Tennessee, and that's what we have. You can play around with all those other woods if you want to, but hickory is king. Or like my little girl used to say, if it ain't hickory, it ain't barbecue. Now let's see what the boys will get into next. Right on top, you'll be surprised how little smoke or how little wood you actually need to get some good smoke flavor. All right. Got this guy smoking. Got the grate back in. Let's close her up. Open the dampeners all the way up. Let the air in. We're going to get the temp up somewhere around 300, 275, somewhere around there. We're not going to go real high or real low. Something about mid-range. All right. We've had some time. This thing's got up to temp. It's actually got up to a little hotter than I wanted. I enjoyed some ice-cold American freedom. But that's all right. We're about to open it up. I've got a probe inside, so I know actually what the temperature is at the grill grate. So let's open this dude up. I'm going to hit it with a little cooking spray. This is actually duck fat in a can. Spray that on there. This is good stuff right here, guys. And while we've been waiting on our smoker to come up to temp, our meat's been sitting here with that spice blend. Just basically, this creates a dry brine. Lets that salt get down into the meat, penetrating. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We'll put these fat side down. And when you put your meat on a grill or smoker, don't stretch it out. Kind of fluff it up a little bit. Because when this sets, that is the shape it will take. I got a couple other probes here. We'll put one this side. Let's see. Try to get right in the center of that guy. And this one too. This probe is actually pretty nice. Has an app on my phone so I can monitor the temperature from my recliner or anywhere else. Close this guy up here. Alright, we're going to knock these dampeners down a little bit. Get that temp down. I'm going to leave this one all the way open. And this one just barely cracked open. And we'll watch our temp, see where it gets to. and check on it in about an hour. When you hear somebody talking about clean smoke, this is what they're talking about right here. You don't want to see thick white smoke coming out of anything. That's dirty smoke. Puts a real bitter flavor on your meat. Nobody wants bitter meat. It's been about an hour. Looking at an internal temperature of about 140 degrees. And let's see what we got. Oh, man. Looks good. We're going to let it go another 30 minutes or so. See what we got. All right, we're going to check on these guys. We're looking at an internal temperature of about 140, 145 degrees. Man, that looks good. And they are right on the money. We're going to pull these guys off, let them rest 10, 15 minutes. We're going to slice into these guys. Look at that. All right, guys, this is rested. I can't wait any longer. We're going to dig into this.